The euro is the official currency of the Eurozone, which consists of 19 of the 28 member states of the European Union: Austria, Belgium, Cyprus, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, the Netherlands, Portugal, Slovakia, Slovenia, and Spain. The currency is also officially used by the institutions of the European Union and 4 other European countries, as well as unilaterally by 2 others, and is consequently used daily by some 337 million Europeans as of 2015. Outside of Europe, a number of overseas territories of EU members also use the euro as their currency. Additionally, 210 million people worldwide as of 2013 use currencies pegged to the euro. The euro is the second largest reserve currency as well as the second most traded currency in the world after the United States dollar. As of August 2014 update, with more than 995 billion euros in circulation, the euro has the highest combined value of banknotes and coins in circulation in the world, having surpassed the US dollar. Based on International Monetary Fund estimates of 2008 GDP and purchasing power parity among the various currencies, the Eurozone is the second largest economy in the world. The name euro was officially adopted on 16 December 1995. The euro was introduced to world financial markets as an accounting currency on 1 January 1999, replacing the former European currency unit at a ratio of 1:1. Physical euro coins and banknotes entered into circulation on 1 January 2002, making it the day-to-day operating currency of its original members. While the euro dropped subsequently to $0.8252 within 2 years, it has traded above the US dollar since the end of 2002, peaking at $1.6038 on 18 July 2008. Since late 2009, the euro has been immersed in the European sovereign debt crisis, which has led to the creation of the European Financial Stability Facility as well as other reforms aimed at stabilizing the currency. In July 2012, the euro fell below $1.21 for the first time in 2 years, following concerns raised over Greek debt and Spain's troubled banking sector. As of November 2015, the euro-dollar exchange rate stands at $1.09. Administration. The euro is managed and administered by the Frankfurt-based European Central Bank and the Eurosystem. As an independent central bank, the ECB has sole authority to set monetary policy. The Eurosystem participates in the printing, minting and distribution of notes and coins in all member states, and the operation of the Eurozone payment systems. The 1992 Maastricht Treaty obliges most EU member states to adopt the euro upon meeting certain monetary and budgetary convergence criteria. Although not all states have done so, the United Kingdom and Denmark negotiated exemptions, while Sweden turned down the euro in a 2003 referendum, and has circumvented the obligation to adopt the euro by not meeting the monetary and budgetary requirements. All nations that have joined the EU since 1993 have pledged to adopt the euro in due course. Issuing modalities for banknotes. Since 5 January 2002, the national central banks and the ECB have issued euro banknotes on a joint basis. Euro banknotes do not show which central bank issued them. Eurosystem and CBs are required to accept euro banknotes put into circulation by other Eurosystem members, and these banknotes are not repatriated. The ECB issues 8% of the total value of banknotes issued by the Eurosystem. In practice, the ECB's banknotes are put into circulation by the NCBs, thereby incurring matching liabilities vis-à-vis the ECB. These liabilities carry interest at the main refinancing rate of the ECB. The other 92% of the euro banknotes are issued by the NCBs in proportion to their respective shares in the capital key of the ECB, calculated using national share of European Union population and national share of European Union GDP, equally weighted. Characteristics: coins and banknotes. The euro is divided into 100 cents. In community legislative acts, the plural forms of euro and cent are spelled without the s, notwithstanding normal English usage. Otherwise, normal English plurals are sometimes used, with many local variations such as centime in France. All circulating coins have a common side showing the denomination or value, and a map in the background. Due to the linguistic plurality of Europe, the Latin alphabet version of euro is used in Arabic numerals. For the denominations except the 1, 2 and 5 cent coins, the map only showed the 15 member states which were members when the euro was introduced. Beginning in 2007 or 2008, the old map is being replaced by a map of Europe also showing countries outside the Union like Norway. The 1, 2 and 5 cent coins, however, keep their old design, showing a geographical map of Europe with the 15 member states of 2002 raised somewhat above the rest of the map. All common sides were designed by Luc Luycx. The coins also have a national side showing an image specifically chosen by the country that issued the coin. Euro coins from any member state may be freely used in any nation that has adopted the euro. The coins are issued in 2 euros, 1 euro, 50c, 20c, 10c, 5c, 2c, and 1c denominations. To avoid the use of the 2 smallest coins, some cash transactions are rounded to the nearest 5 cents in the Netherlands and Ireland and in Finland. This practice is discouraged by the Commission, as is the practice of certain shops to refuse to accept high-value euro notes. Commemorative coins with 2 euros face value have been issued with changes to the design of the national side of the coin. These include both commonly issued coins, such as the 2 euros commemorative coin for the 50th anniversary of the signing of the Treaty of Rome, and nationally issued coins, such as the coin to commemorate the 2004 Summer Olympics issued by Greece. These coins are legal tender throughout the Eurozone. Collector coins with various other denominations have been issued as well, but these are not intended for general circulation, and they are legal tender only in the member state that issued them. The design for the euro banknotes has common designs on both sides. The design was created by the Austrian designer Robert Kalina. Notes are issued in 500 euros, 200 euros, 100 euros, 50 euros, 20 euros, 10 euros, 5 euros. Each banknote has its own color and is dedicated to an artistic period of European architecture. The front of the note features windows or gateways while the back has bridges, symbolizing links between countries and with the future. While the designs is supposed to be devoid of any identifiable characteristics, the initial designs by Robert Kalina were of specific bridges, including the Rialto and the Pont de Neuilly, and were subsequently rendered more generic. The final designs still bear very close similarities to their specific prototypes, thus they are not truly generic. The monuments looked similar enough to different national monuments to please everyone. Payments clearing, electronic funds transfer. Capital within the EU may be transferred in any amount from one country to another. All intra-EU transfers in euro are treated as domestic transactions and bear the corresponding domestic transfer costs. This includes all member states of the EU, even those outside the Eurozone, providing the transactions are carried out in euro. Credit, debit card charging and ATM withdrawals within the Eurozone are also treated as domestic transactions. However, paper-based payment orders, like checks, have not been standardized, so these are still domestic-based. The ECB has also set up a clearing system, Target, for large euro transactions. Currency sign. A special euro currency sign was designed after a public survey had narrowed the original 10 proposals down to 2. The European Commission then chose the design created by the Belgian Alain Billiet. Inspiration for the euro symbol itself came from the Greek epsilon, a reference to the cradle of European civilization, and the first letter of the word Europe, crossed by 2 parallel lines to certify the stability of the euro. European Commission. The European Commission also specified a euro logo with exact proportions and foreground and background color tones. While the Commission intended the logo to be a prescribed glyph shape, font designers made it clear that they intended to design their own variants instead. Typewriters lacking the euro sign can create it by typing a capital C, backspacing and overstriking it with the equal sign. Placement of the currency sign relative to the numeric amount varies from nation to nation, but for texts in English, the symbol should precede the amount. There is no official symbol for the cent. History. Introduction. V.T.E. The euro was established by the provisions in the 1992 Maastricht Treaty. To participate in the currency, member states are meant to meet strict criteria, such as a budget deficit of less than 3% of their GDP, a debt ratio of less than 60% of GDP, low inflation, and interest rates close to the EU average. In the Maastricht Treaty, the United Kingdom and Denmark were granted exemptions per their request from moving to the stage of monetary union, which would result in the introduction of the euro. Economists who helped create or contributed to the euro include Fred Arditi, Neil Dowling, W.I.M. Duisenberg, Robert Mundell, Tommaso Padoa-Schioppa, and Robert Tolleson. The name «euro» was officially adopted in Madrid, on 16 December 1995. Belgian Esperantist Germain Pilat, a former teacher of French and history, is credited with naming the new currency by sending a letter to then-President of the European Commission, Jacques Santer, suggesting the name «euro» on 4 August 1995, due to differences in national conventions for rounding and significant digits. All conversion between the national currencies had to be carried out using the process of triangulation via the euro. The definitive values of €1 in terms of the exchange rate at which the currency entered the euro are shown on the right. The rates were determined by the Council of the European Union, based on a recommendation from the European Commission based on the market rates on 31 December 1998. They were set so that one European currency unit would equal €1. The European currency unit was an accounting unit used by the EU. Based on the currencies of the member states, it was not a currency in its own right. They could not be set earlier, because the AQ depended on the closing exchange rate of the non-euro currencies that day, while the conversion rates for the initial 11 currencies were determined only hours before the euro was introduced. The conversion rate for the Greek drachma was fixed several months beforehand. The currency was introduced in non-physical form at midnight on 1 January 1999, when the national currencies of participating countries ceased to exist independently. Their exchange rates were locked at fixed rates against each other. The euro thus became the successor to the European currency unit. The notes and coins for the old currencies, however, continued to be used as legal tender until new euro notes and coins were introduced on 1 January 2002. The changeover period during which the former currencies' notes and coins were exchanged for those of the euro lasted about 2 months, until 28 February 2002. The official date on which the national currencies ceased to be legal tender varied from member state to member state. The earliest date was in Germany, where the mark officially ceased to be legal tender on 31 December 2001. Though the exchange period lasted for 2 months more, even after the old currencies ceased to be legal tender. They continued to be accepted by national central banks for periods ranging from several years to forever. The earliest coins to become non-convertible were the Portuguese escudos, which ceased to have monetary value after the 31st of December 2002. Although banknotes remain exchangeable until 2022. Eurozone crisis following the U.S. financial crisis in 2008. Fears of a sovereign debt crisis developed in 2009 among fiscally conservative investors concerning some European states, with the situation becoming particularly tense in early 2010. This included Eurozone members Greece, Ireland and Portugal, and also some EU countries outside the area. Iceland, the country which experienced the largest crisis in 2008 when its entire international banking system collapsed, has emerged less affected by the sovereign debt crisis as the government was unable to bail the banks out. In the EU, especially in countries where sovereign debts have increased sharply due to bank bailouts, a crisis of confidence has emerged with the widening of bond yield spreads and risk insurance on credit default swaps between these countries and other EU members. Most importantly, Germany. To be included in the Eurozone, the countries had to fulfill certain convergence criteria, but the meaningfulness of such criteria was diminished by the fact it was not enforced with the same degree of strictness from country to country. According to the Economist Intelligence Unit in 2011, the euro area is treated as a single entity. Its economic and fiscal position looks no worse and in some respects rather better than that of the US or the UK, and the budget deficit for the euro area as a whole is much lower, and the euro area's government debt-GDP ratio of 86% in 2010 was about the same level as that of the United States. Moreover, they write, private sector indebtedness across the euro area as a whole is markedly lower than in the highly leveraged Anglo-Saxon economies. The authors conclude that the crisis is as much political as economic, and the result of the fact that the euro area lacks the supportive, institutional paraphernalia of a state. The crisis continued with S&P downgrading 9 euro area countries, including France, then downgrading the entire European Financial Stability Facility Fund. In May 2012, socialist François Hollande was elected as President of France, and a month later, the French socialist legislative position was strengthened, while German leader Angela Merkel has appeared to be floundering and been badly let down by her advisers in recent months, one commentator said. As such, serious discord between French and German monetary decision-makers was comparable to that of 1992–93, at the height of the crisis over the European monetary system, the forerunner to EMU. Hitherto relatively dormant signs of Euroscepticism in German public opinion and throughout industry have been multiplying in recent months, making Hollande's proposals increasingly unpalatable to a broad swathe of German opinion. Although considerable controversy will continue to swirl over Greece and Spain, the real battle lines over the future of the euro will be drawn up between Germany and France, the commentary concluded. Another historical parallel to 1931, when Germany was burdened with debt, unemployment and austerity while France and the United States were relatively strong creditors, gained attention in summer 2012 even as Germany received a debt rating warning of its own.